I'm Umeshwara. Today we are discussing about class 12 physics chapter number 4, moving charge and the magnetism. In this chapter we will discussing about the topic of cyclotron. Okay, but first of all we are discussing about the velocity selectors. Then after we will discussing about the mass spectrometer. Then after we will discussing about the cyclotron. Okay, so first of all we will discussing about the velocity of sectors. Now see here we are discussing about the velocity selectors. So use when all particles need to move with the same velocity. Okay, there are the moves with the same velocity v. On that time a uniform electric field is perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. A uniform electric field. See here this is electric field. Electric field is perpendicular to a uniform magnetic field. So when the force due to the electric field is equals but opposite to the force due to the magnetic field, the particles moves in a straight line. The occurs of velocity of value is v is equals to e by b. So e is equals to our electric field and the b is our magnetic fields are there. So velocity it is in the so it is directly proportional to the electric field and inversely proportional to the magnetic fields are there. So velocity selectors are there. Only those particles with the given speed will pass through the two fields undeflected. The magnetic force is exerted on the particle moving at a speed greater then this is stronger than the electric field and the particle will be deflect to the left. So those moving more slowly will be deflected to the right. Okay, those moving slow will be deflected to the right and those will be fast deflected to the left. So the magnetic force exerted on the particle moving at a speed greater than this stronger than the electric field and the particle will be deflected to the left. Okay, so now the mass spectrometers are there. So this is our mass spectrometers. We are discussing about the velocity selectors, but now we are discussing about the mass spectrometers. Mass spectrometers. So the mass spectrometers separate ions according to their mass to charge ratio. Okay, it will be separated to mass to charge ratio. In one design, a beam of iron passes through a velocity selectors and enters second magnetic field. Okay, it will be enter in the second magnetic field. On that time, after the entering the second magnetic field, the ions move in a semicircle. Okay, see here, this is our semicircle. This is our one magnetic field, and this is our second magnetic fields are there. So here whenever it will be enter in this magnetic field, on that time what will happen, it will be making a semicircle. Okay, semicircle of radius are before the striking of the detector. There are the detectors are there. On that time it will be detected at arrive the detector or else before it will be striking on that what will happen, it will be becomes to the semicircular path. It will be become a semicircular path which has a radius r. Okay, so and it will be striking at point P. So if the ion are positively charged, they deflect to the left, and if the particle is negatively charged, it will deflect deflect into the right. Okay. So see here now. Now see here the mass spectrometer. The mass to charge m by q ratio can be determined by the measuring radius of the curvature and knowing the magnetic and the electric field magnitude. Okay, how we will know? We will know if we are knowing that the measuring the radius of curvature, we knowing the magnetic and the electric field magnitudes. Then after we will get that the value of m by q ratios. Okay, so r into b0 divided by the v, but we know that the value of r into b0 it is equals to b by also b by v, where v it is equals to where v it is equals to e by b. So this is the we will get that the value of m by q, so it is equals to r into b0 by v, so it is equals to r into b0 by e into b. So this will be gives that the mass to charge ratio. So in particle you can measure the mass of various isotopes of a given atoms with all the ions carrying the same charge. The mass ratio can be determined even if charge is unknown. we have shown that the Thomson E by M experiment. First of all, we have shown that the M by Q value, mass to charge value. Now we will get that the value of E by M experiment, Thomson's E by M experiment. So this in this experiment we will show that the cathode ray tube. See, this is our cathode ray tube. Okay, the electron are accelerated from the cathodes. Okay, so it will be cathode from accelerated from the cathode. See, there are the cathode ray tubes are there. So see here, it will be accelerated from this cathode. See here, this is our cathodes and this is our two slits are there, and it will be striking on that the deflected and electron beam so electron are deflected by the electric and the magnetic field. See, there are the electric and the magnetic field both are there. So it will be deflected the electron beam due to the electron being deflected due to the magnetic field coil. Okay, and also it deflect. See here, this is our deflection plates are there, and the flow. See here, this is our fluorescence screen, and who are not deflected, electron it's striking on at these points. So the beam of electron striking on a fluorescence screen, so we will get that the E by M was measured. Okay, then that's why we can measure the E by M values. Okay, now see here, cyclotrons. See, this is the schematic figure of the cyclotrons are there. It is a cyclotrons are there. A cyclotron is device that can accelerate charged particles to very high speed. It is instrument of the, what is that? What will be it will be do? A cyclotron is device that can accelerate charged particle. Charged particle, it means that it can accelerate to the electrons and the protons. Also it is a charged particles, so we will get that the charged particle to very high speed. The electric energetic particle is produced or used to bombard the atomic nuclei and thereby produce the reactions. So this reaction can be analyzed by the researchers. Okay, so see, this is the figure of that there are the two slits are there. Okay, it is a two slits are there. It is a cyclotron's figures. Okay, now see here the cyclotron, it is a D1 and D2. See, this is a D1 and D2 are there, two different Ds are called. So it is D1 and D2 are called the Ds because of their shape. See here, it is look like a Ds. Okay, so we can call that the D1 and D2 Ds. So a high frequency alternating potential is applied to the Ds. A uniform magnetic field is perpendicular to them. A positive ion is released near the center and moves in a semicircular path. So it is, see here, where is the no current in the wire is remain vertical, and when the current is upward, the wire is deflected to the left. Okay, see here, wire it is deflected to the left, and when the current is downward, the wire is deflected to the right. So see, this kind of this phenomena is occurring in the cyclotrons. Okay, so see here, now the cyclotron is the potential is adjust so that the polarity of the Ds is reversed in the same time interval as the particle travel around the one Ds. This ensures the kinetic energy of the particle is increased each trip. The cyclotron operation is based on the fact that T is independent of the speed of particles and of the radius of their path. So see here, the kinetic energy K is equals to 1/2 mv square, but it is equals to also Q square B square R square divided by 2m, where the energy of the ionized cyclotron is exceeds about 20 mega electron volt. Relativistic effect come into the play. So most accelerated currently used to research are the synchrotrons. Okay, so this is our cyclotrons are there. Now magnetic force on a current carrying conductor, but after that we will discussing about the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. See, first of all here, force on a wire, how the force will be. So see here, first of all, force on a wire. So force in a case of there is a no current, so there is a no force are there. Okay, suppose there is a no force, no current is there, so there is a no force. So therefore the wire remain vertical. See here, this is a wire will be remain a vertical. When what will happen? The magnetic field is into the page on the time the current is up the page. The force is to the left and the wire deflected to the left. Okay, and now see here, the magnetic field is into the page, the current is down the page, the force is to the right and the wire deflected to the right. So see here the force on a wire equations. Okay, the magnetic force is exerted on each moving charge in the wire. It is equals to there. See, F it is equals to Q it is our charge, V into V is equals to our velocity of the charge, and the B is our magnetic field. So the average magnetic force exert on the charge moving in a wire is Q into V D into cross B. So the total force is the product of the force on the charge and the number of charge. So see here where F it is equals to Q into V D cross B into N into A cross A into L. So A is our cross sectional area and L is the length and N is the number of this force are there. So we will get that the force on a wire of bars. Okay, now see here a force on a wire equations. So in terms of the current, this becomes a small l into l. So I into l cross b. But we know about that I it is equals to I is the current, our current are there, and l is a vector that points in the direction of the current is, and its magnitude or its is the length L of the segment, and B is the magnetic fields are there. Okay, now see here force on a wire arbitrary shape. If we are discussing in this shape, there are the, see it has a particular shapes are there, but suppose we have a wire, it has a arbitrary shapes are there. So on that time what will happen, force on a wire arbitrary shape, the magnetic force on any segment ds, see here we are considering that the small segment are there. Okay, so ds is I into ds cross b and the direct out this page. So the consider a small segment of wire, so it is equals to ds. Now the force extend on this segment is df, it is equals to I into ds cross b. So ds it is also our small segments, so the total force is, so if we need to take the this much wires are there, so if we need to take all wires value of the force of the all wires, or how much force apply on this wires, on that time what we will do, we need to do, we will to getting that those integration of this phenomena. So we will get that the f into fb it is equals to the magnetic field, f it is equals to I into the a to b, there are the limits of their a to b into ds cross b. So we will get that the value of that. Now after that we will discussing about that the torque on a current. But first of all this we are taking first of we will understood these things. After that we will discussing about that the next lectures. Okay guys, thank you so much.